Hola, Plano basketball fans. You're watching the K&C Masterpiece. I'm Corey Majors. Kevin Hagelin right here wants to get a Baconator, also wants a t-shirt from Coach Bleedorn because he believes. Anyway, Kevin, how's it going tonight? Did your team win?
Well, I don't have a rooting interest, so my team did not win. I thought when you said hola, the whole rest of the intro was going to be in Spanish.
If I only knew that much. I was just a busboy, that's all.
That was kind of disappointing. But what was not disappointing was the just fantastic atmosphere out at Plano East tonight. Plano East, Plano West boys, first place on the line. Break it down.
If you win, you're in. If you lose, you're still in. But, you know, you're not as good as the other team.
That's why he gets the big money right there. It's like Ron Jaworski drawing on the playbook. And
most of the time when Kevin starts talking, I stop listening and then drift off into another world.
All right, I'll really tell you what happened in the game. I was there. It was excellent. It was very different than the first two, though.
Can't they just watch this on TXA 21 today?
You can watch it on TXA 21, 11 o'clock Saturday morning. If you prefer that, then listen to us jabbering on. Go for it. If you want to do both, here we go. All right.
Actually, I think they like listening to us jabber.
Sweet.
I like listening to you listen to us jabber.
Plano East jumped out to a big lead, unlike the first two games where Plano West, They had control from the get-go. But this time, Plano East had control from the very beginning, thanks in large part to Mike Uwaga, senior, who was a beast defensively. First quarter.
Is it because his picture was on the front of our sports section?
It might have been.
I don't know.
Although somebody on the picture, who had their picture on the front of our sports section, wasn't even in the game. So
I don't know who that was.
Fair enough. Uwaga had 4 blocks in the first quarter and a three-pointer. Really helped set the pace for Plano East. But it wasn't just the blocks. It was how hesitant Plano West was to go inside after that. And then on the outside, you had Quincy Diggs dropping in threes all night. So was Anthony Hill. John West was big on the inside. The final score was a 10-point margin, but if you look in the fourth quarter, Plano East was up by as many as 17 points. This was, it was competitive, but there was no point where Plano East was in danger in this game. They're now tied with Plano West for first place in the district, but Plano East has beaten the Wolves 3 times this season. They got all the tiebreakers.
So are they done for the rest? You beat a team twice, they're the top team. I'm done for the rest of the season, right?
You still got 5 games left to go in district, and Quincy Diggs told me that they talked about after the 3-game losing streak, we're not going to lose again this year. They didn't say in the regular season. They said this year. This team, I'm not picking them to win a state title right now. Plano East has state title potential. Just remember, Plano East has never won a state title in any UIL-sanctioned sport. Not just basketball, any. They had Mr. Basketball, Jimmy King, Fab Five, NBA, no title. All right, this could be the year. So many seniors on this team, outstandingly talented, athletic, can shoot the ball. They've got leadership. They got a little something right here.
Well, this coming from the guy decked out in blue and white. Also, what do you think about Plano West's chances? Are they going to be able to bounce back from a game like this, or are they going to let it sit for a while?
Plano West has only lost six times this year. It just so happens that half of those losses have come against Plano East. They also lost against North Crowley. All the teams they've lost have been really quality opponents. This is a team that's going to do a little something in the playoffs. But what hurt them tonight is what I think will hurt them in the postseason. They just don't have the seniors. They've got a handful of seniors that contribute. One of them, Ross Self, was out sick tonight. They just don't have the senior leadership, and there's no playoff history with the boys' team. So you got to think that's going to count for something. Still, both these teams are ultra talented. They're both going to make the playoffs. You look at the standings; they're both 7-2. Wiley and Lake Highlands are both 6-3. Next team, 3-6. There's a 3-game gap there with only 5 games to go. There's just a 95% chance, if not better. Those are your 4 playoff teams right now. But one of them sneaks into the playoffs. Could be Plano, who came up with a huge win tonight.
Really? What did they do tonight? Who did they beat?
They beat Lake Highlands. And this is the same Lake Highlands team that at the beginning of the year you thought they might be able to make a little noise. They've been falling down. Coach Inman was ecstatic about this victory, talked about how hard his team works, and what he said was this is a dysfunctional district and you never know what's going to happen. And really, do you need more proof than just look at this year, last year? He's right.
No, yeah. His exact words, the most convoluted thing I've ever seen. And from what I saw last year, from what I've seen so far, even this year, he's completely right about that. He's been around. He's seen it. He knows what's going on.
Plano's made the playoffs 6 years in a row. If they want to make it again, they have to go at least 4-1 to finish 7-7. And even then, I mean, Wiley and Berkner are both 6-3, so that's not a great bet. If they win these last 5 games, that's really what they need to do to make the playoffs.
Those football players, they saw a streak of games going on, so they know how to win.
And Plano got a huge win, even if they don't make the playoffs. Inman went on about how this is the hardest working team he's ever had. It's a happy night for the Plano Wildcats. It's a happy night for the Plano East Panthers. The Plano West Wolves, I know they're down, but they shouldn't be. You're still 21-6. You still have a loaded roster full of talent, a lot of whom are going to be back at least 1 year, if not 2. This year isn't over, but Plano West has got a bright future. But for now, Plano East, best team in the district.
We'll have a lot more action coming to you. Just keep your eyes peeled for the paper. Keep your eyes on the web. Just keep clicking. We'll have it all going for you. You've been watching the K&C Masterpiece. Thanks for hanging out with us.
And boom goes the dynamite.